How you doing? My name is Kenny. I'm with Grumpy Bushcraft. Today, I want to discuss an interesting topic: camping versus survival. Now, a lot of people in the outdoor industry says, "Oh, you got to learn survival." I know backcountry people are like, "Oh, you got to learn camping." I honestly believe that camping and survival really go hand in hand. So let's first define a couple of terms. What is camping? Camping is usually just going out and getting away from urban areas where tents or simple buildings are erected for temporary residence. Okay, that's one. Survival, the act or fact of living or continuing longer than another person or thing. What does this boil down to? It boils down to, in my personal opinion, is the mindset of which you are going out. If you're going out to go camping, I personally going out and just having a great time, not worried about work, just going out and going fishing or possibly hunting, or just going out with my boys and having some s'mores. Survival, on the other hand, is something that is I am going out and I have been put in a situation that I'm not really particularly want to be in. Okay. First, we're going to break down some priorities. If you look at my board here, the priorities of survival are water, shelter, fire, food, first aid, navigation, and tools. That is pretty much the industry standard. Okay? But I want to take a little bit deeper dive into what camping is and what survival is and how they are so closely married together. I've got both my packs here. This is my get home bag. This is my camping bag. Now I'm going to break both of them open and we're going to show you how similar camping and survival can really be. And if you have a good camping mindset, survival is just really inconvenience camping, which is a phrase that I've learned over the years from a lot of different people. All right, so the first thing I'm going to touch on is water. Okay, water is life. Now, if you notice, both of these sets have a canteen. You'll hear a lot of people say it should be single walled. It should be at least 32 ounces, and you should have some kind of a cup to go with you. Okay? Yes, 100% agree. Water is life. Without where you see water, you will see life. The next thing we're going to look at is shelter. As you see before you, I have both a What the hell? As you can tell, both of these are similar in elements. If for a shelter element, I have both a poncho. This one here is canvas. This one here is a military issue polyethylene, polypropylene, so poly something or other. I also have a wool blanket and a sleeping bag, both very similar. Our next priority is going to be fire. If you notice the difference between the two, my camping gear is more purposeful. I have flint and steel, I have fat wood, I have a alcohol stove. I'm not going to be getting a fire right away. I'll have to prepare and take my time. But I also have ways to get a fire going fairly quickly. On my get home bag, if you notice that I have a backup lighter, I have a case full of matches, I have tender tabs, and I have an isobutane, say that 5 times fast, isobutane stove. This allows me to heat up water and cook food fairly quickly, as opposed to an alcohol stove or flint and steel, which is going to have to allow me to take my time and be more purposeful in my camping. Okay? I'm going to set this off to the side. if you notice that it's my two knives that I use, they're also two purposefully built knives. This one here is considered a survival knife, and this one is considered a bushcraft knife. Both fairly similar in size. This one here is a little bit shorter. This is an SE4, and this is a Joe Wheeless bushcraft knife. Now, both of them can cut, both of them can process wood, and both of them can cut down trees or do any other common camping tasks. The biggest difference is the size. The bits and bobs. As far as survival priorities, I want as for survival tools, okay, I want to make sure I have a lot of extra cordage. And a way to clean myself in case I have to spend an overnight or I have to go a long way. As far as camping goes, this is, like I said, this is for more recreation. So I'm going to have different things. I'm going to have, a couple of tools to repair equipment, an extra knife, a pencil to mark things down with, a frog gig, a little bit of extra wire, some extra cordage in there, a small little candle, and a gimlet and a awl. Now, if you notice that the huge difference between the two, I'm not even going to open this up because this is for other, like I said, this is for survival. So I have some safety, so some things for signaling. I got my headlamp in here, and I have an extra pot, which I'll get to my extra pot here in a second. But if you notice that this is all for creating stuff out on the landscape and having fun, where I'm taking my time and enjoying my camping experience, where this one I'm trying to purposefully last longer and to get home to a destination. In my camping gear, of course, I'm going to carry extra stuff because I'm out there for recreation. So I'm going to be carrying a candle, a headlamp, here's my lighter, a small chain so I can create a tripod where I can use my bucket to make my meal. I'm not out, but I'm trying to survive, and I'm in a situation where I'm trying to get home. I'm not looking to be building anything. My priority is to last longer and get to my destination, to get home to my family. So a lot of this extra stuff, I don't need if I'm surviving. But over here, I want because I am out recreating. As far as food goes, if I am in a get home situation or I'm in a survival situation, I don't want to be taking a lot of time to cook a full meal. I want to heat my water up, get it into my freeze-dried meal, and get it into my body for some nourishment. If I'm camping, I'm going to be probably making some stew. I'm going to be bringing some maybe some onions and potatoes and a little bit of meat, Or if I want to try and improve my skills, I want to try and forage what I can forage, or maybe even get a small game animal. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be first aid. I like to carry if I'm in a survival mode and I am trying to get home, I am going to have a very large, very well thought out IFAK. That's an individual first aid kit. I'm not going to have a whole bunch of bells and whistles. I want to be able to stop the bleed if I have a severe injury. So I carry a tourniquet, I carry a Israeli dressing, some and there's other small things, a cravat, and some cling. This is not going out, and because if I'm going out camping, I'm gonna have a larger first aid kit, a more robust first aid kit, because I'm gonna be out there probably 2 or 3 days. And I'm going to be out there enjoying myself. And if I accidentally get myself hurt, or if I have some stomach issues, or if I have some, other issues that crop up with either environmental issues or with bites and stings, my larger, robust medical kit, which I will have in my pack, which I do keep in my truck when I go camping, I'll just take that out and put it in my pack. That has a lot more robust things in it for like medications, small band-aids, stuff for ortho injuries like a ACE wrap or anything like that. As far as survival and as far as getting home, I want to stop the major bleed, and I want to try and prioritize my living. I could hobble my way home if I had to on a sore ankle. If I have a little nick on my finger, I can grab some, I can use my t-shirt to stop the bleed there. Or if I'm having some stomach issues, I can drink some water, but I can still press on. All right. If I'm out recreating, I don't want to have stomach issues while I'm going camping with my boys. I want to enjoy my time, so I'm going to take that Pepto-Bismol or that Imodium, and I'm going to have that readily available. Navigation. If I'm going out recreating, if I'm going out camping in a recreational area, and there are trails, 100%, I'm going to stay on the trail. I'm not going to go and wander off and go explore in an unknown area. I'm going to stick to the trails, especially if I have my family with me. If I am getting home, all I really need is general direction and cardinal direction, and that's why I have just a simple base plate compass. I want to be able to make sure that I know which way is north, which way is south, east, and west, and I'm going to head that direction. Yes, you can do primitive, but that is more camping and more recreational style, because if I'm having to rely on primitive navigation, I am definitely in a world of hurt, and the zombies have come, and it is not a good situation. As opposed to where I'm camping, I'm going to take and I'm going to, try my hand at primitive navigation, going by the stars, using my map and compass in order to navigate somewhere. If I do get into a situation where I'm in a survival mode and I'm out camping and it goes into a survival mode, I'm not going to try and navigate. I'm going to use my resources. I'm going to call for help, and I'm going to stay put. A lot of people get twisted on between camping and survival. What it really boils down to is your mindset. And let me make this perfectly clear so everybody can understand. Mindset is the art of being mindful. If I'm going camping, I'm being mindful of I'm going to recreate and I'm going to enjoy my time. I'm going to reinforce some new skills, or I'm going to reinforce some older skills that I have learned. As far as survival, my mindset is to get home, to get back to my family, or to get back to my place of refuge. So if you look at both the gear, camping and survival are very similar. You can have a camping set, which can also be your survival set. And your survival set can be your camping set. Therefore, you really don't need to buy a whole bunch of gear in order to go out and camp. All right? Yes, a lot of people in the industry are going to be saying, no, 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 no. We want you to buy all this really cool gear. Guess what Kenny did? Kenny went out and bought all kinds of gear. Honestly, if I just had what is right here in front of me on my Get Home bag, I can use my Get Home bag for camping. And I can use my camping gear for getting home. I hope this helps you kind of figure it out, camping versus getting home, or a bug out bag, or a Get Home bag, or a any other kind of bag you want. It really is up to you. Just go out, explore, have some fun, and train, learn new skills, and reinforce old skills, and have fun doing it. This is Kenny. I hope you guys learned something. Thank you very much for watching.